Goldberg shocked the world when he returned to WWE on Raw Legends Night and confronted WWE Champion Drew McIntyre. Goldberg challenged Drew to a match for the WWE Title at the 2021 Royal Rumble pay-per-view. WWE fans were very surprised by Goldberg showing up on Raw to challenge Drew McIntyre, because fans thought that Goldberg was going to return to face Roman Reigns for the Universal title at WrestleMania 37. And from the looks of it, that match will not be taking place anytime soon. During the Raw Legends Night segment, Goldberg verbally attacked Drew McIntyre and claimed that Drew disrespected the legends, and he is there to show Drew that a legend like himself can defeat him for the WWE Championship. This led to Goldberg pushing Drew McIntyre to the ground, and Raw went off the air. Some wrestling fans are upset about Goldberg returning to face Drew McIntyre because they fear that Drew McIntyre will lose the WWE title to Goldberg. And these fears that fans have about Goldberg winning the title are rumored to be true. Rumor has it that Goldberg will indeed be facing Drew McIntyre at the Royal Rumble 2021 pay-per-view for the WWE Championship. And the current plan is for Goldberg to win the WWE Championship. Vince McMahon wants to put the title on Goldberg because he hopes that Goldberg becoming WWE Champion will give Monday Night Raw a big ratings boost, because Vince is desperate to get Raw back to 2 million viewers consistently every single week. Ric Flair received some very upsetting news. On the Raw Legends Night, Ric Flair stood at ringside while his daughter Charlotte Flair wrestled in a tag team match. But in a shocking move, Ric Flair reached into the ring and tripped Charlotte, which led to her getting pinned and losing the tag match. After the match, Charlotte told her father to stay out of her business, as she was shocked that her very own father would trip her and cause her to lose a match. So why did Ric Flair trip Charlotte? According to backstage reports, Ric Flair completely botched the spot, as he was not supposed to trip Charlotte. Instead, Ric Flair was supposed to trip Charlotte's opponent, Peyton Royce, but Ric Flair botched it and tripped his own daughter instead. And this made for some tense moments afterwards, because they had to figure out how to cover up the botch. And so WWE improvised and had Charlotte yell at her father for messing up her match. There are brand new details about Sonya Deville's shocking return to WWE. Sonya Deville has officially been reinstated, and she is now back on SmackDown. And she made her first appearance back in a quick segment on the January 1st, 2021 episode of SmackDown. She did not say anything, and there were very few details given about her return by commentators. But now there is a brand new behind-the-scenes report concerning her return to WWE. The report explains that even though Sonya Deville lost a loser leaves WWE match against Mandy Rose at the 2020 SummerSlam pay-per-view, there will actually be no mention of that match by commentators going forward, and she has now been reinstated to the company. The backstage reason for her reinstatement is because WWE needed her for the build-up for WrestleMania 37, and she is in line for a major push that will put her into the main event spotlight. It's currently rumored that Sonya Deville will win the 2021 Women's Royal Rumble match and then face SmackDown Women's Champion Sasha Banks at WrestleMania 37. A current champion on Raw has been demoted. The US champion, Bobby Lashley, had a big winning streak going, as he had not lost since June 2020, as he was being protected by WWE officials because they had big plans for him and they did not want him to lose. But that all changed when Riddle pinned Lashley and defeated him in a non-title match. So why did WWE decide to finally have Bobby Lashley lose a match? The rumored reason is because Vince McMahon has a new favorite wrestler on Raw, Riddle. and Vince believes that Riddle has what it takes to become a main event star someday. And the current plan is to make Riddle look strong and give him some very big wins against big named wrestlers like Bobby Lashley. And Vince McMahon also believes that Lashley's time as a top star is nearing the end, and it's time to job him out, as it's rumored that Vince McMahon has already decided that Lashley will lose the US Championship in the coming weeks, and Lashley will be reduced to low card status. Alexa Bliss is missing. Fans were stunned when Randy Orton led a match and was about to set Alexa Bliss on fire. But then, Raw went off the air, and we never got to see what happened to Alexa. Fans waited with bated breath for the next episode of Raw to see if Alexa survived. But unfortunately, Alexa Bliss was nowhere to be seen on the next episode of Raw. And Randy Orton only briefly mentioned what happened after the previous episode of Raw went off the air, and he admitted that he did not set Alexa Bliss on fire, as it seemed that Alexa is still alive, as Alexa was spared from being set ablaze. But now there is a new concern for her, as it seems that she is missing, and fans want to know where she is. Because if she actually did survive after Randy Orton lit the match, then why didn't she appear on the next episode of Raw? And could this mean that Randy Orton is lying about not lighting Alexa Bliss on fire, and that she actually was set on fire, and we have possibly seen the last of Alexa Bliss? According to a late-breaking rumor, Alexa Bliss will remain off WWE television for the next several weeks until the 2021 Royal Rumble pay-per-view, which is where the Fiend Bray Wyatt is rumored to return. The plan is for the Fiend and Alexa Bliss to surprise Randy Orton as the Fiend enters the men's Royal Rumble match with Alexa Bliss by his side, and the Fiend and Alexa will finally get their revenge on Randy Orton. What do you think about Goldberg facing Drew McIntyre for the WWE title at the Royal Rumble 2021 pay-per-view? And what do you think about the Fiend, Alexa Bliss, and Randy Orton storyline? Leave a comment and give me your opinion. And don't forget to subscribe and click the bell notification so you don't miss our next video.